Your usefulness to our cause is the only logical course of action. You are a burden to the Alpha Quadrant. You have lived up your usefulness.
Peace, everybody. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not even going to address that. I hope everybody is doing okay and well in their, what is it, imposed isolation or self-induced isolation or whatever it is we're doing right now. My name is DVS. ImRealDvs. Welcome. What's up, Muhammad? Assalamu alaikum. Panella, what's going on, baby? Peace to everybody. Hey, what's up, Jamar? How are you? Yes, it's our season. We ready. We ready. I need to say, first of all, I have allergies, so it's particularly difficult for people like me right now who go into public, and if you have a sniffle or anything, or like phlegm in your throat, it's crazy. People look at you like you're about to set the world on fire, but we're not really about to do that. There's something that I wanted to talk about because everybody is all cooped up in the house together right about now. And in my in my life, I guess you would say, you come across a whole bunch of, you're going to be ready. You're going to be ready inside. Yeah. But for all the people who were inside, it came to me. What's up, Derry? It's so annoying right now. Oh my God, it's horrible. And the stuff that most people take, like that Claritin and stuff, it's not really working for me. So I don't know. I'm enjoying this me time, and I hope you are too. Oh, I am. This is my whole. I was talking to my cousin Daria earlier. It was a meme. It was like, for people who are introverts or who have been inside all this time, we're like, we've been doing this all our lives. People don't see me as an introvert, but I love being in the house. I love chilling in the house. I like this whole situation, but it's but that's not what I want to talk about. What's up, DeMarco? What's going on, brother? Peace. Thank you for watching. What I wanted to talk about. And this is to me, it's maybe I'm giggling so much because it actually is to talk in front of a bunch of people this kind of uncomfortable subject. And there are going to be some people who this is going to really split the room right here. For those of you who, once we get into this conversation. But it occurs to me that oftentimes we really don't know. I think that's the reason why watching people do so many things to not contract this, to not contract anything, and knowing the things that we do that we just don't talk about. Like there's a meme, everybody covering their mouths and noses, but are we still eating ass? And what's up, Steve? What's up, Barry? And you know what I'm saying? What's up, Michelle? What's going on? So how honest are we in our human communications? And it occurred to me, there's some people that I've come across whose names, obviously, I'm not going to mention to protect the guilty, but it occurred to me, like, there are some situations that people are in that you really just cannot know. You trust the person who you are in a relationship, and you want to do that. Yes, you really want to do that. You really want to be able to trust the person that you sleep next to, or that you kiss and hug, or that you have intercourse with. You want to be able to trust those people to a certain extent. But ask yourself this: the nasty, grimy shit that you only tell that one dude, that one friend, that one girlfriend. What's up, Diamond? That shit that you'll only tell that one person because you got to get it off of you. Do you relay all this information to the next person that you are engaging in any type of intimate situation with? Of course we don't. Nobody has time for that. And it occurred to me, like, there's some people I know, like, there's this one dude. And this is a dude, like, if you saw this man walking down the street, straight up, you would not ever, you wouldn't, because he doesn't come across like, this is why stereotypes are horrible. This is why they say you cannot judge a book by its cover. This is why you really have to, before you get into the process of doing things that are going to either contract you a disease, a new human, or a life sentence with something that you really don't want to carry around, which could be a disease or a new human, you might want to get to know these people. Occurred to me today, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. And he's a friend of mine. He's a good dude, but he has not had positive male influence in his life, and you can tell. He has 3 kids already by 3 different women. He has a 4th child on the way with another woman, and he likes men too. And it occurred to me that I don't think he's telling her. Like, he and I are not having sex. But when I met his girlfriend, because he and I have been friends for like 15 years, I know what he does. Because I'm usually that one friend that somebody's going to tell something to. And it occurred to me, like, his girlfriend just does not know what he will, what he has, and what he may do outside of their relationship. And it's terrifying. Because even if he comes over my house to, we chilling, we watching TV, me and him like to watch comedy specials, and we like action movies and the Marvel movies and stuff like that. So we'll sit up in my room. We can sit up there for hours and do that. His girlfriend, the whole time, his phone, he has 2 phones, no job. That's a whole other show. The whole time she's blowing up his phone. And I'm like, what could you possibly want with a man who is not working? I don't, why are you blowing his phone up to the extent, like, what is so important that he got to get back? He ain't got to get up to go to work in the morning. Why are you blowing his phone up? But beyond that, whatever it, because he's not always around me every time he leaves the house. So who knows what else is happening? You know what I'm saying? And she already has issues, which I won't discuss because they're not mine to discuss. But she already has enough issues that keep her doing something like that. Hey, twin, this just might not be a show for you. I love you dearly. If you could hold on, I would love for you to hear this, but you my twin. I love you. And I'm just saying. So I just don't think that many conversations are happening. And I asked him, I said, what would make you want to have another person with this person? Because every time you come over here, it's like a run type of situation. It's always like, I got to get away from her. If you running this much, you might want to have a different conversation before you leave the house. Like, I'm not coming back, or I need to do something else, because all of this over here isn't working. But hey, you can't stay here. So when he said, he was telling me that, like, some of the stuff she went through, I said, what would make you want to have another human with this human? I need to know what would make you want to create another human with this human. I don't understand why you trying to make another human with this human. Yeah, I should have thought about it, but we here now. All right, I accepted that answer for the past month and a half. We had more conversations. Yeah, because she had 3 miscarriages. Nick, I need to talk to you. How come there was 3? That was God telling you 3 different times to walk your ass or what? Desperation will have you in a situation. It's what, Daria, it was not love. It was not love. It was desperation. Because when you do not have your own shit, you will do shit to stay in shit. And it was the winter, is what I'm thinking. So, that was one situation. So, let me check him off the list. So, the first person that I was talking about was this other guy Right, Diamond. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And I'm like, and I haven't said that to him, but I'm like, why would you, like you, first of all, let's start with this. He's in his 40s. She's in her 20s. I'm going to pause here. Because why did you do that? That was the first thing I said. Well, how old is she? He's like 27, 28. Nigga, I've known you for 15 years. I've known you through at least 3 baby mamas. 3 baby mamas. Why are you... What? Huh? So, I say all that to say we really have to stop living in desperation. There's a whole... I'm going to bring this around. Second person that I've been talking to you about is another friend of mine. He was actually the first person that I mentioned, and I kind of veered off into this one. This is a young man. Now, he's not in a relationship that he has relayed to me. But again, I'm that one friend that you will tell that he will tell the grimy shit to. Like, I'm the friend that he can only say these particular words to. She got daddy issues and she's looking for love, but also know that his shit really not right. She has no self-respect for herself. Ding, 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 ding. If I had prizes, you would get half the prizes, Muhammad, because that's half of the situation. So, where was I? Right. This other guy, lucky motherfucker's 27. Nigga, 4 miscarriages. And you do not want this, you do not want this diagnosis, I'm telling you. There's a whole diagnosis in there. So, this other person, again, I'm the person that you can tell the grimy shit to, so I'm always hearing about somebody's stuff that they can't tell. And what kills me is, I'm not getting into the married, whether you should be married or shouldn't be married. What I'm going to say is, when you meet somebody, have integrity and expect integrity. The minute you see that somebody does not have integrity, that's time to leave whatever situation, especially if you are a person who has integrity. The reason I say that is because you won't stand for this bullshit beyond a certain point. You will recognize it as bullshit immediately, and you'll be like, okay, you know what? I'm getting off this train right here. This dude, having a conversation with him, and he mentions to me that he can't have, it's difficult, and I'm not going to say that he can't, I'm not there, I don't know, I'm not recording. But he mentioned that he couldn't have an orgasm unless he was penetrated from behind. He said he dates a lot of chicks, and he tries to talk them into penetrating him from behind because that's the best way for him to have an orgasm. And he messes with dudes, obviously. And I'm like, but I know that you are not telling these women. I'm sure they can surmise, which is partly, I'm going to say that's 30% of the reason you may not be in a relationship with any of these women is because a few of them, after having this situation with you, go, this nigga gay. Because that's what everybody is going to say. That's what everybody, if ladies, I need y'all to let me know in the comments. Tell me, if you were with a dude and y'all are in the middle of having intercourse and he says, stick whatever, your finger, 2 fingers, a dildo, whatever y'all have around, whatever's available, stick it in my ass because that is how I'm going to have an orgasm. What would be your response? I'll wait. Yeah. Exactly as I thought. Yap. Yeah, Diamond. Thank you. All these angry faces over here. Yeah. Exactly. Which is why I know he is not having these conversations beforehand with these women. He's not. And he's a nice looking dude. Like, if you was to see him walking down the street, first of all, he doesn't look his age. He's close to 50-ish, but he looks 30-ish. So he's a young looking, dude. He wears active, jean, hip hop. I'm gonna say hip hop wear for lack of a better term. He wears kind of hip hop-ish clothing. He likes that whole culture, yada, yada, yada. You gonna come up with one of your homies though? Boom. That's why I like you. You a good friend, Diamond. So if you were to see this dude walking down the street, you'd be like, That's a regular, like, you wouldn't think twice, especially if you're a woman. You would not think twice. If he came to talk to you, you would not think twice. Unless there was something, like, he's never given me any, until recently. Again, I've known this man for almost 20 years. So I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not looking for bells and whistles as to what would go off to make me think that he was gay. Like, that's never on my mind. That's one of the friends, one of the people I know. So I don't know if that's apparent to anybody else. Like, I don't know if, like, when he's out in public, I'm sure when he's out in public, like, it's a whole other person. Like, because this is, like, we talking bit jail, that whole thing, all of that stuff that you can imagine, that has been the past. And it's like, so I know that these conversations are not happening with these women in real time. Hey, Tara, hey, whose boyfriend started sticking her finger in his ass and now she's wearing a strap. See, Rafiq, I need you to get out right now. I'm not, get out and I love you. Assalamu alaikum. This is not for you. I need you to exit stage left immediately right now. Right now. Because you will not be in my inbox tomorrow talking about Assalamu alaikum, I need to talk to you. No, this is not for you. I need you to get out of here right now. As for the second man, my coochie would have immediately dried up and we would have stopped. Exactly. Because now, okay, there's another part that I'm going to get. This might actually be a long show because there's a couple of other people that I got to get to. Because I need y'all to have this information and I'm really tired of not saying anything about it. If he likes a butt plug, just date a dude that likes plugging butts. Okay, so here's the thing. And this, I need y'all to be honest. Now, no, y'all have been. So most of y'all would, now, this is the question that y'all haven't asked. Some of y'all would assume, that y'all have said basically that y'all would be out. Let me ask you this though. Would you assume that he was gay? Would you assume that because of that behavior that he also entertained this behavior with men? Because there are some men who might like that. I love you too, Rafiq, but you got to get out of here, bro. I need you to go. There are some men who entertain this behavior, but they only entertain it with women. Like, they're attracted to women. They only want it with women. That's a whole thing. That's their whole thing. Thank you. Thank you, Muhammad. Because here's the other thing. There's women who's doing this with this brother. And I'm sure that he has repeat performances with some of the same women. So if you have repeat performances with some of the same women, I'm trying to figure out, I need a consensus. So could somebody please answer me in the comments? I'm going to scroll up. Would you assume that because of this behavior, that this man also entertains it with men? I need y'all to let me know. Hey, Avery, what's going on? So let me, yes. Thank you, Rafiq. I appreciate you, bro. I love you. This is not for you. You married. Get out of here. April, welcome. And yes, thank you for being honest, Diamond. You will also assume that this, especially if it's somebody whose background has included prison. I'm not saying that everybody who goes to prison gets, entertains same-sex relationships. I'm not saying that they don't either. I'm just saying this, I'm not going to assume either way. But if you come across a man who has that background and then he entertains this behavior, he's been in an atmosphere where there are only men available to him if he were to think about having sex or had the opportunity, and he exhibits this behavior, that's a logical conclusion. Exactly. Muhammad, okay, and you boom, thank you. Now, that's the word that he uses. What do you classify yourself as? I've asked this question. I've known this man long enough I could ask. Are you bisexual? Are you gay? Are you, what are you? Thank you, Daria. We would assume that he was bisexual. And we're going to circle back to that. I need you to put a pin in that because the women gay too. Yeah, they are. All across the board. That's a whole other show. Thank you. But we're going to get to the bisexual part because people can't talk about that. You can't talk about that. Okay. Hey, what's up, Juanita? What's up, sweet daddy? Here we go. And thank you, Tara. You said bye. Yeah, you would assume that he had this behavior with the man, Licinia. Hey, there's something else I call you. Cindy. There it is. Hey, Cindy. Said maybe. Yeah. He just like a nut. It could be that as well. Because there are people who just they don't get into, and that's where all of the other sexuals, the pans and the polys and the other sexuals, but we're not dealing with that right now. But yeah, that's the word he used. He said he's just like the freak, and it could be just that he wants a nut. And we do acknowledge there are people who are just like, look, a person is a person. I'm really not interested in it. I'm really interested in being with you. You know, some people, it's here. So we're going to get on to somebody else because we're going to come back. We're going to circle back to the bisexual piece. Also, if you have not shared this video, I need you to share this video right now. Tag your friends, and I dare you to tag somebody who you think might need to really, really watch this. Let's see how brave you motherfuckers are. Another dude. Another friend of mine. Love him, love him, love him. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Lori. Love him to death. Now, when I first met this man, over years ago, 20, 30, this man was in a relationship with a woman. Shortly after they got out of a relationship with the woman, and he said he was bisexual. And then after that, he said he was gay. And then after that, he married a woman. Even if this is mom, even if the girl think he is gay, he is still going to stay with him. More likely than not. And we're going to circle back to that too. He is not bi, he's afraid to come out. Thank you, Diamond. That was the comment I was looking for. Afraid. Because I needed that comment because that's what we're going to get to with the bisexuality. And we're going to circle back to that. Thank you very much. And asexual. Tyra, I'm going to come to Ohio and fight you. Yvette, absolutely. I have always had very frank conversations prior to sex. People are into different sexual lifestyles. Are you bi, tri, into bondage, swingers, etc.? I don't want to be surprised by anything. You better ask questions before you walk into the bedroom. Exactly. And not just that. Can we talk about your sexual practices? Like, don't get in here and act like you always use condoms. Because you don't. Yeah, we need to use them now, and that's always the first thing that needs to happen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But don't act like you always do, because a lot of you don't. And if you... did I put honesty up here? We're going to circle back to that. All right, we're going to get to the last person, and then we're going to wrap this up, all right? DJ Raheem 50, I did not forget you. Inbox me, brother, please. Last one. This is my favorite. Same thing. I've known this man like almost 20 years. 7 kids, 5 baby mamas. Been in at least 2, 3, 4. Been in at 3 or 4 relationships with dudes. Now, I spoke to him about, you know, the baby mama situation and the being with dude situation. And this is the thing that he said. And this is why I wanted this to be the last person. And I'm so glad that everybody was so honest in the comments. I thank you all. What's up, Nor P? This is what he said. When I asked him about, you know, why can't you just be honest with your baby mothers and tell them, you know, if you like a dude or whatever. And he said, because I would never see my kids again. What do you mean? My baby mothers ever find out that I ever mess with a dude, I'll never see my children again. Because you seeing a dude? That's stupid. It's 2000 something. I'll never see my kids again. So when we sit here and talk about, that's why I wanted to talk about, you know, when we I'm coming from the standpoint of, no, we don't have these conversations. No, we don't, you know, talk well. We don't speak well enough before we engage in this, that, and the third. And my examples are all of these men who have kids with all of these women because they don't have kids with a whole bunch of men. So Yvette said, I get my HIV test and STD panel done annually, especially prior to a new relationship. I don't want to give anyone anything. Thank God I'm healthy. Absolutely. And that's the thing. Because It's not. It's just like this thing that's happening now, and I'm not even going. We're not even mentioning that right now. That's not what this is about. Giving it to somebody else, whatever it is. Even if you give somebody another person that they got to raise for another 18 years, that's even worse than if you had gave them chlamydia. Now I got this is an cancer and AIDS, but the kid, it's like kid, cancer, and AIDS. The kid is probably never going to leave your life, but it gets a little better as you go along. Cancer, depending on where they catch you, you might have a fighting chance. HIV, I shouldn't say AIDS. HIV is something that you are going to have for the rest of your life. It doesn't kill you. No, it doesn't kill you. But it's something that you are going to have to address for the rest of your life. And that's what I'm talking about. We have to be mindful. And this is why I want people to see it from both sides. If you don't get anything else out of this video, please try and see it from the other person's side. Be compassionate in your conversation so that people can be honest. It's a difficult enough conversation if somebody likes both sexes. It's a difficult enough life if you like something other than what everybody else perceives is supposed to perceive to be liking. The kid gets better as you go along. Sad, I don't care if my baby daddy was gay. He is their father. Excuses for him. He just can't come out. Be gay, be a man. No, I actually saw where she had said that type of stuff in her, like, social media stuff. Cause anyway, yeah, it wasn't a cop out. Come to find out, like, I actually saw proof. Said they would be humiliated and angry at first, but then they'd eventually get past it. Let them see the kids. He's assuming they would never let them see the kids. No. Yeah, no. He wasn't assuming. I actually saw where she said in writing herself, like, if this is true, da. So, hey, Vicky. Yeah, this is not for Josiah and Sadia. No, this is not for that. So, I love my nieces. I love y'all both. If y'all are watching, I love you, but y'all gotta get off of this right now. This is real grown. But I want you guys to see it from both sides. Men, if you're approaching women, yeah, if you have an inclination or have had experiences, it's a difficult enough conversation. Yeah, it is. And women, if you want to know and you deserve to know, absolutely. Nobody should take away your choice. Nobody should take away your choice. But you can't come at somebody condemning something off the bat and expect them to be honest if it has to do with them. You can't expect that. You can't expect to accuse or say, look, I hate, that's fucked up, or that shouldn't be like that. Whatever the thing is, because to me it's so outdated, I don't even know what the fuck they say no more. But thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that. This is not for them. I love them. They should come down and see us. But you can't, when you're met with that type of venom about something, particularly if it's something that you have absolutely no control over, like the color of your skin. If you were met with that type of venom about it, and people hate this argument, oh my God, don't compare gay rights to civil rights, but you have, and most of those people have not walked in both of those shoes. I have. Shut the fuck up. Get at me in my motherfucking inbox. Or you could come, whatever. Because you haven't walked in those shoes. I've walked in both of them. Now, that said, when you are met with that type of venom, even if you haven't said anything, you don't even have to say anything. Sometimes you just out, like you meet somebody new, y'all out, y'all getting to know each other somewhere, y'all come across somebody, maybe out while y'all out. A gay person might walk by who's, I don't want to say obviously gay, but maybe you see a man who's very what we call effeminate. And the person that you are courting then go, oh, look at that shit. That's fucked. Y'all, get into that, and you feel it's the type, you start feel like, well, I've had experiences with men. Like, here's the bisexual thing. You had these experiences. Okay, you had these inclinations. This is the thing that a lot of people, I can only talk about me. I ain't gonna talk about a lot of people. I'm gonna talk about me. Being bisexual does not exclude you from making a fucking decision. Because most of these people that I've mentioned, that has been the problem. Because they don't feel like they can make a decision. Like, oh, I like men and I like women, so if I stick with one, then I won't be able to have the other. But even if you like all women, if you pick one woman, you can't have the rest. Even if you like all men, you pick one man, you can't have the rest. How does that exclude you? How does that, I don't understand that logic. Commitment is commitment. When you decide to make a commitment, you commit, motherfucker. Like, don't use that as an excuse. Like, that's the only part that I don't get. If you don't want to be in a relationship, say you don't want to be in a fucking relationship, and don't allow people to get close enough to you to the point where they feel like that's what's going to happen. That's honest and easy enough. There are other people like you. Go find them motherfuckers. All y'all can be non-related together. But for those, people who might want to be, just don't be deceptive is all I'm saying. Which is why I was kind of like, when you get to, excuse me, when you're getting into relationships, I know it's difficult to bare your soul and all the rest of that type of stuff. It's you don't want to give too much up front. Nobody does. Nobody wants to put all, particularly at our age. That's kind of scary. You meet somebody in the first couple of meetings, they done told you every bit of their business. But as you get, maybe we should just slow down all of the stuff. I don't know who that is, but if you can't pause to the point where before you get into that whole process that's going to change your life, if you can't wait until your conversations progress before you get to that point, maybe you shouldn't be relating to anybody. This is the perfect opportunity for you to practice staying by your goddamn self. Because what else is... listen. All I'm saying is we need to practice some more integrity and some more honesty in these relationships. If you expect anything to change, you cannot continue... Hey Sheila, I'm going to, that's right. You can't continue to operate in this fashion and believe that this is going to change. Y'all have kids now. And I think that was the thing that made me want to do this show today. Because today I was walking with a friend of mine down the street, and there was this young man it was a young man, and he had this switch. I hate being politically correct. I would really much rather say the fucked up shit that goes to my head. So if y'all bear with me, y'all know what I'm talking about, and I think y'all understand. But, he was walking down the street switching. So I'm sitting there like, okay, these girls, they are carrying. Like, this little boy, he couldn't have been no more than 16, something like that. Had on his coat snatched together with his raincoat and his hand. He looked fabulous. And I'm sitting there like, I would not have, if I thought that maybe I did. There's people here with the high school way. If that was what I was given, then I did not know it, and it seeped through, and I had no idea. But I didn't do it as this seemed a lot more deliberate than I could ever give. And I'm glad that these kids feel now that they can be this free. Because it's not difficult growing up in a cocoon when you want to spread your wings and you still inside the cocoon. It's not an easy thing. I don't know if any of y'all know what that feels like, but yeah, it's uncomfortable. And Darius says, if you cannot talk about your past, stay alone. Right. Exactly. Hey, Aunt Nancy. Some people are so selfish and they don't care who they hurt and who they miss. Exactly. They don't. And that's where you have to, because listen, we got to start paying attention to our feelings. It'll hit you in the gut if somebody walk up to you. And what I've learned too is the more integrity that I practice, those people aren't even they are so afraid to approach you. Those type of people like that, it's not a new thing. Unfortunately, these idiots I've known forever. I love them to death. They my friends. We cool. I can't be in a relationship with any of them. Y'all got too much. I can't even. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. But anyway, it's like really like we have to begin to try to do a little bit better when it comes to, especially, and the other reason I want to do this is because we get ready to spend a lot of time indoors. You need to think about how you gonna have these conversations. I know it's been more booty calls and Tinder dates, and I don't even know what else y'all are doing out there. It's been more of that happening, and it's gonna be even more. Some people don't know any better. They never learned how to be honest. They can discern how to learn. They can't discern how to learn from their lessons. That's very true. That's true. And if that is the case, they should be away from me. That's the best that I can do with that. If you're willing to learn, I could work with you to a certain, not in a relationship capacity. I try to be a good friend. And I don't want you to go out here and do something to somebody else that's going to end up hurting somebody else or you. Because again, if I'm your friend, you're going to call me and I'm going to have to hear this bullshit later. So matter of fact, I can do one better. I can give you my experience better than I can give you a theory. One of the people that I talked about, he may have got out of jail 2 years now, maybe 2, 3, no. Yeah, about 3. Maybe, I'll give him 3, 4 at the most. Max 4. Somewhere between 2 and 4. Hey, Diana. May have gotten out of jail between 2 and 4 years ago, right? He was in jail for between 6 and 8 years. The night before this fool got locked up, he and I were hanging out. And he told me what he was going to do. And I said, dude, his brother had gotten murdered. He wanted to go find the guys. Dude, I was with him all night. Please don't go do this. If you want to stay with, come stay with. I got to go to work in the morning, but you're good. Like, please don't go do this. I me to death. Didn't see him for like 7, 8 years. Yeah, I got locked up because, Wait a minute. The last time I saw you was when your brother got killed. You remember that? Yeah, I remember that. If I'm not gonna physically jump in front of you trying to shoot somebody, if I can talk you out of it, if we're in a good situation, I'm gonna try to be the best friend that I can be. There's only so much I can do. But I say all of that to say, y'all are indoors for a while. Y'all are grown. Y'all gonna do grown things. So do some really, really grown things. First thing, share this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube page. It's ImRealDvs on YouTube. That's the second grown thing. Hey, Niecy Tiffy. Third, practice some integrity in your relationships, particularly if you are, even if it's somebody that you've been with for a while, there's some stuff that you might want to, I'm not saying tell somebody information to cause harm. I'm saying if it comes up and it's something that should be addressed in a situation, be honest enough to address it. Particularly flip the situation, take 2 seconds to flip the situation. Would you want somebody to do it for you? Don't take somebody's no away. That's not something you should be doing. It's not something that's going to extend the longevity of your relationship either. Because once somebody finds out, because they always find out, then it's going to be over. And you're going to have to ask yourself, was it worth it? And you're going to have to feel these feelings all over again when you have to go back and say, I'm sorry. Living your truth is the most precious aspect of life. Accept it and live it. Spoken like a true Aries. I love you. Yes. Yeah. And for those of you who don't understand that whole Aries thing, I'm going to take a second to explain it because my twin is in here. My other birthday twin is in here. My Diamond D birthday Aries. It's a whole Aries packing here. So I'm going to just bring y'all up on the Aries thing with honesty. We will tell you the honest truth. We don't care if it hurts your motherfucking feelings. We just don't give a shit. Our point of view is we would much rather you have the information than for you to be walking around talking about I didn't know. Aries shit. Aries nation. Aries babies. Aries season. It's us. We out here. But that's really all. What's up, Lance? Assalamu alaikum. That's really all I wanted to get out. Wanted to, as I sit and I look at some of the people that I've come across in my life, I'm a very blessed individual. I'm grateful and appreciative, and I just want to do better. I haven't always been the best in every situation. I haven't always thought the best in every situation. And I'm trying to work some of those things out. And it's not always comfortable, but that's when you know that you're growing. If you are comfortable in your life, there's no growth happening. And The only thing that I can think of to do is to be as comfortable with being uncomfortable as I possibly can. When you get to the point where you owe some amends, and I owe some amends, I owe some apologies, I owe some action that will help, and I'm going to do that. And the best way to begin all of that is to begin by starting with integrity. Owning what's mine. Yeah, Michelle is in here too. It's Aries down, baby. You already know. That's right. We here. But yeah, try a little bit of integrity. And ladies, if a man, I need to say this because on the other end, if a man finds out that you've been with another woman, I'm going to say it's a 70-30% chance that he'll be in favor. It could be even higher. I'm just trying to swing the odds low in case I'm wronger than I could possibly be. But I think it's more like 85-90% of the chance. Like, I think if a man, your significant other, if it's a man and you're a woman and he finds out that you've been with another woman, it's less chance of him being upset. You all don't face that same stigma. You don't. Oftentimes, a man is going to just want to watch. If he's a straight man, he's just going to want to watch. Yeah, can we, we'll hook up with it's that type of thing. The one thing that will be ruined is the trust. But the sexual relationship, he might want to continue. You never know. I'm just saying. It may all work out for everybody. Y'all could pull a Roseanne Barr. I don't know. But on the other end, when it comes to men, and I'm talking to the ladies again, ladies, if you find out that your man is or has been in a relationship with another man, it's a different thing. You feel a whole different type of way than a man feels if he finds out that you were with a woman. A man would probably stay. Let's just say that. A man would probably stay with you, ladies, if he finds out that you were in or had been in a relationship with another woman. If you find out that your man has been in a relationship with another man, you are going to flip the fuck out, do a whole 180, throw all of this shit out, set the house on fire, drive the car into a tree, and drown the babies. I don't know. It's going to be a whole thing. Yeah. It does. It comes from the HIV stigma. No, it doesn't. It doesn't just come from the HIV stigma. I would say that, but that's because in our lifetime, we dealt with the HIV stigma. But I can guarantee you that this was way before then in this country. That's something that stems from slavery. That's another show. But the fact is, the stigma is here, and men have a harder time relating their sexual experiences to their female partners because of that. And you have to be aware of that. You need to be aware of that. It may not be that he's a fucking faggot and he's going to cheat on you behind your back. It could be that he had sexual experiences with the man because he wanted to have them, and now he wants to be in a relationship with a woman. It could be that. Being in a relationship with somebody, yeah, we have our preferences, but being in a relationship with somebody is a decision that you make. It goes beyond your choices. I could choose to be in a relationship with somebody that I'm not attracted to. There are plenty of gay men who do it every day. There are plenty of gay women who do it every day. There are a whole bunch of people going around here masquerading. It's not an unheard of thing. What I'm saying is we need to be better at having these conversations. Not just the person who has to impart the information, but also the person who has to hear the information. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know, Diamond. I went completely off the rails with that one. I know. I brain fart. We the only country that put labels on sex. You're absolutely right. We're probably one of the only ones. But because we have to live with that, that's why we would need to have these conversations a little bit better. It's not about the labels. What decision do you want to make? Is this where you want to be? I'm really not interested in who you were with unless they gave you a disease or some sort of neurological impairment that I now have to deal with. So we're going to go to the doctor, that's first, and we're going to talk about it so that I can be aware. That's it. I'm not going to judge, but you can't sit in. If you have that fear, maybe you need to pause and looking for a relationship. If you're not ready to hear what somebody has to say, you might need to pause and looking for a relationship. You're not ready. And I'm not saying you should expect every man to say, well, yeah, I was fucking ass. I'm not saying you should expect to hear stuff like that. I'm just saying be open. That action does not define the person sitting in front of you. Be willing to find out who they are for real. Because it's not going to be the first person that shows up. We already know that. Your ambassadors, that ambassador shows up first. So I need you guys to pass that on. If you're going to say anything, tell them, if you're going to listen with integrity. Meaning, don't be judging it before it comes out. Don't have a preconceived notion about it. Ask them how they felt about it. They could be completely terrified relating this information to you. Are you okay telling me this? Look, I know that this is not an easy conversation. So I don't expect you to be, telling me every little bit. You can give me the gist. Try and be, if you really want to know, try and help. Try and get that. You know what I mean? You cannot not be willing. You're willing to have a relationship, but you're not willing to listen. People come from situations that some of them didn't have control over. I think I might need to say that to you one more time. No, I don't. Because a lot of you also come from situations where you didn't have control. So I need you to think from that perspective. Okay? But I am going to get out of here. If you have not done so, please share the video. And if you have not done so, I'll post this with the link to my YouTube page later. Please subscribe to the YouTube page. It's not a lifetime commitment, guys. I just need like 50 more, you guys. All right? I love you too. What's up, Travis? Tell me what's going on. Darcel says, we were talking about, you got to go back to the beginning. I can't recap the show for you right now, baby. You got to watch the whole show. You got to show up in here. Sherwood Leach, what's going on? But I am about to get out of here. Share the video. I'm Real Devious. I thank you for watching. I love you for listening. I'm here every Tuesday, 7:30. Is there anything else that I want to tell you? Oh, last thing. For real. Listen, some of y'all are balling, and I love it that our people are balling. I get it. But please be mindful that there are people who are not. There are people who only get their money once a month. This woman posted a video today. I forget what social media platform. She had 4 children, and she was talking about, she didn't have the resources to go and buy everything off the shelf. And because, certain supplies of things are scarce, it's terrifying to feel like, you have small children and you can't get Pampers. So please be mindful of that. Please be mindful of that. Thank you, Sheila. Again, please share the video. Please have your friends. Tell them about me. Tell them to subscribe to my YouTube page so that I can do more content for you guys, because I want to do more content for you guys. I can't do it from there until I can get you to subscribe from here, okay? So I'm about to get out of here. I love you. I'm Real Devious. It's Devious Tuesday. Please share the video one more time. I thank you for your comments, too. Y'all are off the chain tonight. That's because everybody in the house. We might have to do something a little bit later in the week. I'll see. I'm Real Devious. I'm out of here. Soul.